Whenever a woman tells you any of these things, says any of these things to your face, trust me, she is going to ruin your life. The best thing you can do at this point is to avoid such a woman. The first one is when she tells you, I like a man who can handle me, or I want a man who can handle me, because most men I've dated in the past could not handle me. Whenever a woman tells you this thing, trust me, this is a woman who believes in doing things her own way. She believes in being combative, in being argumentative. She doesn't believe that she can submit or follow any man's lead. She's her own boss. She's independent minded. She won't like to do things your own way. She will rather try to force you to do things her own way. Women like this will frustrate you. Women like this will make the relationship to be very, very difficult for you. They simply want you to accept them with their bad behaviors. That is why they are not telling you, I like a man who can handle me. Women like this will make relationship feel like a battle. So whenever a woman begins to tell you this thing, trust me, this is a woman who will frustrate you if you decide to date her. So the best thing you can do is avoid such women because they are working problems. The second one is when she tells you something like, are you sure you can afford me or can you afford me? You are talking to this girl randomly and you tell her that you like her and you want to date her, and she now tells you something like, can you afford me? Or I'm expensive. Are you sure you can afford me? Whenever a woman tells you this thing, this basically means that this woman is not looking for love. She's not thinking about love. She simply sees her relationship with men as transactional. She doesn't believe in love. All she believes in what she can get from you if you decide to date her. And you like this girl a lot. You now begin to stress yourself just to prove to her that you can afford her. There are some men like this. A girl will tell you, can you afford me? And you now feel that need to prove to her that you can afford her. These girls, they will ruin your finances because the more you try to impress them, the more they make demands from you. And you keep being in that cycle till you go broke. And once you are broke, they are gone. So whenever a girl tells you this thing, the first thing you should do is to turn your back and walk away. The third one is when she tells you something like, if you love me, you will do this thing for me. Anytime a girl wants to manipulate you, she'll start using the love you have for her against you. That is very evil. That is very bad. A woman who is using the love you have for her against you does not like you. A woman who is using the love you have for her against you is not understanding. Because, for example, a girl will ask you to do something for her, and you give her reasons why why you can't do that at that time, and she begins to uh, tell you something like, "I thought you loved me. If you loved me, you'd have done this for me." That is manipulation. That is manipulation. And the more you allow this, the more she will keep pushing you until she's now certain that she's now holding you in between her legs. That she cannot make you do anything she wants you to do. And as time goes on, that kind of woman will stop respecting you. Because once women are certain that they have control over you as a man, their respect and attraction for you will begin to go down. So this is why you must never allow a woman to manipulate you. Because the more they manipulate you, the more they lose respect and attraction for you. The fourth one is when she tells you something like, all my relationships, my exes were the problem. Probably you ask her why her last relationship did not work, or why her relationships are not working, or we are not working. She now begins to blame all her exes. She never took any blame during the course of that conversation. All the blames, she was always transferring them to the exes. Any woman who blames all her exes for all her problems in relationships most likely has no accountability. Because most of the times, the reason why breakups happen, if you check it out, is mostly because of the women. Men, naturally, we don't have problems. We are even the ones who try to make our girlfriends happy, who try to provide, who try to spoil them. Most of the times, the reason why relationships don't work, if you check it out, most times, not always, is because of the women. So for a girl to be blaming all her ex-boyfriends for the reason why her past relationships did not work out, trust me, that girl lacks accountability. And most likely, you will not last with her.